talk about that thing that makes the world go around and that makes people crazy. And I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about money, money, money. Okay. So let's talk about how you can manage your finances. Now, just take note that I am not giving financial advice. I'm not a financial expert. What I'm suggesting for you is ways that you can look at your coaching business and things you can be mindful of. If you want to get down to the nitty gritty, you want some legal advice, you want the advanced around the money, then definitely get an accountant, get somebody that deals with and is in the business of financial and legal areas within the business world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what's worked well for me. These are my suggestions and opinions, and you can take it with a grain of salt, or you can go and get somebody to, guide you and direct you that plays in that field as an expert. So one of the things that I share with you is that you want to separate your personal and your business finances. Okay. So you have one account, which is your personal account for whatever else you've got set up there. Then your main business account is the one that is registered under your business name, which would be your coaching business. Okay. And this is a good thing to do for your mindset as well as actually managing your finances, because you start taking it more seriously. You start acting like you're a professional coach with a professional business as an entrepreneur because you have it officially set up. It's also good when you're sending off, tax invoices, and it's good to be able to separate the reports so you can see what's come in, what's gone out. And it's just more professional overall, right? The second thing is you want to create a budget. So you want to develop a budget that outlines your expected income and expenses so it's clear for you. So you're not having to think about your money all the time, where it's going, what's coming in and out. You just have it already set up and structured with clarity. A lot of coaches can get too caught up in their mind about their finances, and this can affect their creativity and affect the way that they are supporting their clients. So I don't want you to fall into that trap. Third thing is you want to track your income and expenses, and you might want to use something like QuickBooks or Xero, or just some sort of gateway or platform that your tax accountants use. I use one called Dext, D-E-X-T, and I take photos of receipts and then I can upload it into the cloud, and it allows me to be able to just keep track of all my expenses. And then my accountant can just jump in and have a look at it and then just let me know if there's anything that's missing. So that's very, very handy. And when it comes time to file your taxes, it should be straightforward. Okay. You want to set some money aside for your taxes. And also it's good for you to know what you can and can't claim for. So get a tax accountant that's not like your general moms and pops accountant. I made a huge mistake when I started coaching. In the first couple of years, I had a lady who was a lot older. She didn't really understand the business world. She wasn't very creative with what she could claim for taxes, and it was just painful. I ended up paying way more taxes than I ever had to in the first couple of years of my business. So now that you're just starting out, you can learn that from me. Go and get an accountant that knows how to be able to manage accounts for entrepreneurs or, people out there that are coaches. I started 14 years ago, when a lot of people didn't know what coaching was back then. I got a good head start, but ultimately it was tough too, because a lot of people didn't understand how to be able to support a coaching business. So you've got the luxury now of being able to have probably a lot of accountants out there that know how to manage a coach's tax and accounting business, their business and expenses. Okay. So the fifth point would be to monitor your cash flow. Okay. You want to be able to see, like, where are my expenses going? Have a cash flow statement, see what you're putting your monthly expenses into, and just making sure that you're not blowing out too much. Because if you want to expand your coaching business, you're going to want to put some money into some ads. You may even want to hire some people. So you can assign a small percent to an ad campaign. And I would even actually suggest, as the next point, to break away a certain percentage, whether it's 5% or 10%, to have there on the side as part of your expenses to be able to put into some marketing to test. Because the great thing about running ads is that if you don't have a big social media following, then you can quite easily get statistics, get some good insights, see how your audience may respond. You can reach people you never would be able to on your social media accounts if you just run some ads, right? But you got to know what you're doing, right? You can't just run ads with a really weak offer or a confusing message. It needs to be specific. And when you send it out there, you need to be able to look at the statistics and look at the numbers and see like, okay, which ads are performing best. That's going to tell you where your message is clear, whether the visual of it is appealing, whether the need is there strong enough for people to want to click on your ad or want to work with you. So you're going to know these things sooner. I call it collecting intel. It's a very valuable information. And one of my incredible mentors from back in the day, John Assaraf, he's a neuroscientist, and he's written some incredible books, and he's spoken all over the world. Great guy. He said to me that they typically will put a certain percentage to the side, and he was doing big campaigns, and many other people in his field were doing big campaigns of spending, you know, anywhere between 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand or more, 300 grand on ads every month. And that may sound daunting, but initially they started at a smaller amount, but they were able to get the information back to work out the best way to market their products. So then they can ramp it up. And the name of the game with ads is all you need to do is break even. So if you put in $1, you make back $1, and you're fine. If you make $1.01, then you're winning, right? You're in 1 cent profit, right? And what it means too is you've got all this information you can collect and know about your audience and know what messaging of yours works. And on top of it, you also get exposure to all these people you never would have got exposure from before. So ads are really great, but you just need to know how to play the game. So I would say get an ad expert, make sure you have some money to the side for that. And even if you just break a little bit off each month for like, even if it's like $50 or $20 a month out of the hundreds or thousands that you make from your coaching, and just have a little like account there and a percentage there where you can break that off and put it into some ads. That's how you're going to be able to grow faster and know your audience sooner. Okay. And the last thing, point number 7, is invest in personal growth. Okay. Learn about more about yourself, learn about the coaching space, go and learn some modalities, some tools, some trainings. Like I said, the next course after Confident Coach is Influential Coach. Why not jump into that? Why not learn the tools, the frameworks, the exercises, learn how to be able to craft your message and all those awesome things that are going to take you to that next level as a coach, right? And there's tons of other people out there offering all sorts of things, right? But just make sure it's in alignment with what you want to create, that it's no fluff, that it cuts the fat, and it gives you the results that you want as a coach, so you know exactly what to do, right? You want to have money for personal development, but also marketing as well, to be able to develop your brand and your marketing too. So that's what I would say when it comes to finances. Is there anything else? I would say, yeah, like just, you know, your money mindset's going to play a big part in this. And we all have a thermostat. So sometimes when people launch a big campaign and they make, you know, $100,000, they get like 20 people in at $5,000 each, you know, that's like 100K. Okay, that's great. But if you're not used to holding that kind of money, you'll just blow it straight away. It's something that I did 9 years ago. I had a big month. I made 6 figures in like just under a month, just under 30 days, like a few weeks. And I went straight down. I was living in the US actually at the time. I went straight down to the promenade in Santa Monica, and I ended up just buying a whole bunch of clothes. I bought a new iPhone, laptop. I spent so much money. And I remember looking at my account after, and there was like 60,000 left. And it blew my mind. I spent 40 grand in the matter of like 2 weeks on all sorts of things. And at the time I realized like my money thermostat wasn't able to hold it. So I was like sabotaging it, right? So just be mindful. And then after that, like when I was aware of it, I got coaching around it, and I decided to put that money aside and put it back into my business and grow my business and get my message out more. And that worked a lot for my career. It was a much better move, and I never did that again. You know, like I can still splurge and, you know, put money down on some things I really love. I've traveled most of the world, at least like more than half of the world. And that's been great. But ultimately, most of my money has gone back into my business, my personal growth, and my health. So you got to work out where you want to put your money, make the decision beforehand. Otherwise, you just end up getting caught up in a whirlwind and a spiral of just spending. And then, you're going to put yourself out there desperately trying to get clients. And you don't want to do that. You want to be centered. You want to come from abundance, a creation as well. And just be powerful in your walk because your structures are right? You've got some good structure in place and you can flow in the structure. So anyway, that's what I would say. Again, go find a financial expert that can teach you more about all this stuff. This is just my 2 cents and my opinion on my experience and what's worked for me and what I've seen other coaches do. But don't take it as gospel, right? You've got to go and find that out yourself, and just know there's some principles in there that you can live by, but ultimately get some legal advice, financial expert advice. Okay? Big love, and I hope this has helped you a lot, and I'll see you in the next lesson.